Many of us doesn't even know exactly what we feel or why we feel that way just because we haven't been connected with our own body, our own emotions for a longest period of time. So if you really ask yourself, maybe that rage is just being masked with loneliness. Malungkot ka lang pala. I wanted to share one of those important books that I had read. This is When the Body Says No. So this is a book lesson from Dr. Gabor Mate. In the book, he shared lots of clinical studies he made to his own patients and brought connection how a disease can be a body's way of saying no pala. When we don't express our own emotions, kung ano ba yung nafe-feel natin, and when our mind cannot acknowledge or will not acknowledge yung mga nararamdaman natin, eventually it will lead to physiological symptoms. Eventually it will lead to a disease. Back in college, when I was doing my nursing degree, when we talk about diseases, risk factors, and such, andun lagi si stress sa risk factor. Pero this has been gray area kasi stress naman talaga is personal and individual, and we don't deep dive or acknowledge kung bakit tayo may stress in the first place and how this stress affects us physically and psychologically. And most of the time we thought medications, taking pills are the best solution. Now, as you go through the pages of the book, some questions that would pop up to you would be, do I know how to regulate my own emotions? Do I know how to express anger or sinusuppress ko ba yung anger ko? Do I know how to express yung mga emotions ko? Like if I'm sad, if I'm guilty, or may fear ba ako to hurt anyone or to hurt someone's feeling, ganyan. Am I authentic to my own self? In society kasi, that we're currently living, it's as if being vulnerable or expressing our own emotions is an untold language na hindi na ituro sa atin. Madalas, pag na-bottle up na yung emotions natin, ayun na yung galit, doon na tayo pumuputok. Kasi for the longest time, sinasarili lang natin yung mga nafe-feel natin na ayaw mo naman pala. Pero kumbaga, inaano mo lang, fino-force mo lang sarili mo na gustuhin mo yun. Healthy naman pala, I want you to think na healthy naman pala na mag-communicate ng boundaries. Alin ba yung ayaw mo? Alin ba yung gusto mo? Hindi porket sinabi mo yung ayaw mo is magkaaway na kayo. Hindi naman. Parang we are entitled to our own opinions, diba? And hindi natin kailangan sumigaw para lang tayong marinig. We often also hear people say too, na we are so sensitive, na ang emotional natin. Girls are not supposed to be angry. Dapat nice ka lang, dapat quiet ka lang, tumahimik ka lang dyan sa gilid. All of it to trade for approval, for validation, to mold us into that parang acceptable social creatures that would fit into today's society. Fundamentally, if hindi natin na-express yung life experience na pinagdaraanan natin, ano ba yung mga na-feel natin, our bodies translate it into what our minds and mouths cannot. Ayun na, nagkasakit na tayo. And I do hope really you would be able to get a hold of this book. There are lots of significant points na na-mention niya sa book na to, and I wanted to emphasize it to you. So number 1, our ability to set boundaries. Hindi tayo marunong nito, lalo na pagbata pa tayo. Doon lang tayo pag nagmamature na, pwede naman pala mag-set ng boundaries. So, there are lots of heartbreaking stories, na na-share niya sa book na to, and it came up over and over again how even patients na may serious health problems na also had experienced boundary deprivation or abuse nung bata sila. Someone even with a chronic condition, take care of the needs of others before yung sarili nila. And this is true especially sa women, especially sa mga kababaihan. Kasi it is in our nature, we have that mother nature to be selfless, to be nurturing, to cater to the needs of others before sa sarili natin. Parang wala ka ng time sa sarili mo. Parang magigilty ka pa pag nagkaroon ka ng time sa sarili mo kung bigay ka ng bigay lang ng time and energy sa ibang tao. I've seen this over and over sa culture natin, Kasi halimbawa, when someone gets sick in the family, di ba ba lagi na, uy, ikaw yung babae, ikaw yung mag-alaga? Most of the time, no question was asked na okay lang ba na ikaw yung mag-alaga or even a permission to get, kumbaga. It's just an automatic decision and accountability passed on without the topic of boundary getting into play. Wala nang ganong topic, girl. When an airplane crash, I know na kapag travel ka na, no? Di ba nakalagay naman sa flyer, you have to put your own mask first before ka mag-put ng mask dun sa baby mo. Kasi how would you be able to help someone if hindi mo din tinulungan yung sarili mo? When we don't know how to set our own boundaries, no? When we don't know how to express our no's in one way or another, we would feel stressed kasi we are depriving ourselves of that freedom to express ko ano ba yung talagang nafe-feel natin and ano ba talaga yung gusto natin. And this stress increases cortisol level, and over a long period of time, no, if you had been on a high level of cortisol levels for long period of time, our body keeps the score. So years will pass, slowly it will manifest into physiological symptoms kasi these are energies na hindi natin nailabas. There's a link between having gastro problems, mental illnesses, when we bottle up these emotions na hindi natin na-express. Our bodies are saying no na pala. So my hope is that may we know how to set our own boundaries without the need of explaining why a no is a no. Until we are open sa healing no to our own journey towards understanding yung sarili natin, we would not understand how some of our behaviors are just adopted from our own environments, from significant others, from family, from the people close to us. These behaviors then follow us especially sa adult life when we are confronted with difficult situations or when we get into intimate relationship. Yung own trauma natin, yung own trigger natin is nagre-resurface, kumbaga. Sometimes, pansin mo, yung reaction natin sa ibang bagay is that because we have that experience sa past natin and we're not even aware na ginagawa pala natin siya. So, for example, we get into a toxic relationship. Halimbawa, shouting, cursing, ganyan, had been a normal language sa bahay nyo on a daily basis. If this is the environment that you had grew up with, no? Like when you got into a relationship, tapos yung partner mo, sigaw ng sigaw, napaka blah blah blah, whatever. You thought it was normal kasi ganun yung kinalakihan mo, yun yung comfort zone mo. Until really you question, ganito ba talaga dapat? Bakit ko yun ginagawa and which experience it originated from? To heal, really you have to ask these uncomfortable questions sa sarili mo. We have to bring awareness to our own behaviors, no? So that we would be able to understand our past but not be defined by it. And eventually, para mag-grow natin yung past natin. Eto girl. Sometimes, anger is not really anger. Sometimes, it is masked of fear. And that anger, no, na hindi natin na-express turns into rage that would destroy us and yung people sa paligid natin. Many of us doesn't even know exactly what we feel or why we feel that way just because we haven't been connected with our own body, our own emotions for a longest period of time. So for example, you may caught up in a fight, ganyan, something nag-trigger sa'yo, we started to be aggressive, we started to lose our own control, ganyan, but deep inside, it wasn't really rage pala. If you really ask yourself, maybe that rage is just being masked with loneliness. Malungkot ka lang pala. So we have to find a healthy way to express our own emotions, no? We have to start asking ourselves the why. Why do I feel that way? Why did it trigger me? Bakit niya ako nasaktan? Ano ba yung emotion na talagang nafe-feel ko? Anger ba to? Jealous ba ako? Or loneliness ba to? When we are angry, no? When someone hurt us, when we feel devastated, don't be afraid to let it out. Yung talagang healthy pa na ma-express mo yung emotions mo. Kasi most of us shut down, no? Especially sa mga lalaki, you are not used to expressing your own emotion kasi it would be seen as weak. Eh kung hindi mo in-express yan, ay talagang puputo ka, girl. But when we develop this emotional intelligence, no, we can better express ourselves kung ano ba talaga yung nararamdaman natin. A practice that I do too, every time that I wake up, no, I sit with myself 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I ask myself, girl, ano ba yung nafe-feel natin today? Kasi we have to honor our feelings and express our own emotions. Kasi we cannot be 100% positive all the time naman, no? Maybe there are days na 80% ka lang, 60% ka lang. It's healthy to embrace our reality as it is, the good and the bad. When you're not happy with your current situation, no, instead of masking na dapat happy ka lang, positive ka lang, ganyan, acknowledge ko ano ba yung mali in order for you to create a solution, in order for you to solve it, rather na i-ignore mo lang kahit may problema ka. When you are sad, girl, allow yourself to be sad. Pero ano ba yung mga pwede mong gawin for you to comfort yourself during that phase na sad ka? When you are tired, girl, give yourself some rest. Mag-relax ka. Whenever I feel anxious too, no, lalo na talaga pag may emergency situation kami sa work, sa hospital, ganyan, I tap into my body. And then you would feel your body communicate to you. So it communicates with me na ang bilis-bilis ng takbo ng puso ko, ganyan. Tapos nagko-cold sweats ako. And my mind, ang dami kong naiisip, ganyan. Ito yung mga pasunod-sunod na kailangan kong gawin. But really, all it takes is a good deep breath. No, kumalma ka, girl, kaya mo to, and it's okay, and we'll definitely find a way. Eventually, once you have done this practice, no, yung parasympathetic nervous system mo din would come down and would start to think logically. So there, I also invite you to read this book, When the Body Says No, kasi it helped me understand my own behavior, my past, ganyan. And it's an invitation for us to heal, to grow, to learn, and be more emotionally competent. So I hope the vlog helps you, resonates with you, and thank you so much for your time today. This has been your Gurl, and I'll see you in the next. Cheers!